What is going on, guys? So today I'm going to talk to you about something that they don't really tell you whenever you want to become an officer. Now, one of the great things whenever it comes to enlisting into the Army specifically is that when you enlist, you actually get to pick your specific MOS, right? And other branches of the military, the Air Force, I'm not sure if the Marines does it, the Navy, like you don't really get to pick the specific MOS in a lot of cases, but for the Army, you do if you're enlisting. Now, on the officer side, it's a little bit different. And one of the things that they don't really tell you until it's basically time for you to pick your branch of choice whenever you're an officer is a pretty big deal, and I want to let you all know it now. So just a quick little rundown on how Army officers actually get their branches or their MOSs selected for them. It's not just total random selection. It basically goes off of whatever the soldier or cadet, they will rank the first branch all the way to the last branch of the Army. They'll say they want infantry to be the first and field artillery to be the second, and then like signal to be third, and they'll go all the way down, and they want like chemical or something to be the last one, or whatever, right? So they're gonna rank from first to last what branch of the Army that they want to actually go in as, and they want that to be their career. And usually the goal is to at least get one of your top three. If you can get one of the top three branches that you selected, it may not be your first choice or your second choice, but if you can get top three, then that's, considered good. Like you got your top three choices. And in most cases, people don't generally get their number one pick for active duty. It kind of really is based off of the OML, which is the other thing I want to talk about, which is once these cadets select all the branches and put them in order, how they're going to be assigned to them is 100% based off of the OML, and that is the Order of Merit List for Army future officers or cadets. And basically it ranks every single cadet in the country from first to last. And in order for you to guarantee that you're basically gonna get your first pick, is you need to be in the top 10%. If you get in the top 10%, you're pretty much guaranteed to be, your top three pick for sure. Your number one pick is pretty much guaranteed as well. And you're not gonna have to worry about what I'm talking about in this video, because that's really the only thing that exempts you aside from picking a different branch, right? So that is basically a quick rundown of how officers get their MOS selected for them. It kind of comes from what your general preferences are. Now, what you might not know, okay, what you might not know, and that is actually really, really important depending on what branch you're choosing, is there is something called branch detailing. And this is actually really important depending on what branch of choice you're choosing. So you have donor branch detail branches, and you have like receiving branch detailing, like give my tongue twist or whatever. So basically, if you want to go signal, then you might get signal and then get switched over to a different MOS as an officer and get put as infantry for a few years, and then have to be an infantry officer for a couple of years, and then you can be signal. So that's called branch detailing. So you get branch signal, but you're branch detailed infantry. And again, that means that instead of being signal right out the gate, you're gonna go to infantry BOLC, which is the infantry officer leadership course. And then you're probably gonna go to ranger school because you're infantry. And if you don't go to ranger school and at least pass, then it kind of doesn't really look good on you. But basically, I'm probably gonna overlay something on the screen right here. And for these different donor branches, and then you have the receiving branches, this is the fiscal year 2010 chart for the different detailing branches. So the 2019, 2020, whenever you guys are watching this, it'll be a little bit different, but it's not going to vary by a lot. Every single year, the Army is going to change their requirements for how many, new second lieutenants they want in each different branch. Is going to vary slightly, but it's not really going to vary all that much. Probably the thing that's going to vary the most in the upcoming years is just the cyber branch, and that's just going to be expanding, so they're probably going to be recruiting more and more cyber officers as time goes on, but that doesn't apply here. So the MOSs that you see, if you are wanting to branch in one of the MOSs that is a donor branch and you are active duty, that basically means, like, if you look at the percentage chance, you have a pretty good chance that you're not actually going to get that MOS, even if you get that MOS. The reason that this is really important, the reason I want to tell you about it, is because I know for me, reserves, it doesn't matter whatsoever, because if you're reserves or National Guard, this doesn't affect you. This only affects you if you're active duty. But at the same time, they didn't really tell us about this until later on in our like ROTC career, or in our, I'm sure, OCS career. Like, they're probably not gonna tell you it right out the gate. Hey, you know, yeah, this is an MOS that you want, but, you know, like Signal, you have a 50% chance, even if you get that MOS, to get branched something else. And you're gonna have to do that for a couple of years, and then you can go back to Signal. And that, for some people, is a really big deal. So you do actually need to be aware of that, and that is why I'm making this video, and hopefully, at least a few people out there, this is actually gonna be beneficial for you, and you can actually consider. And so basically, you can look at the order of branches that you've selected, right? So your first through third branch, if none of those are a branch detailed branch, then you know you're good to go. You don't really have to worry about this. But then at the same time, if your number one choice is Signal, which is my MOS, and then infantry, field artillery, and the other receiving branches, if they're not really anywhere near the top of your list, you need to at least, like I said, be aware of that. Because if you do not want to go field artillery and then you branch Signal, but then you get Signal but then branch detailed field artillery, you need to know that that is a possibility that could happen. You shouldn't be super duper upset, and you should be like, you know, okay with it does happen. It's not a permanent thing. It's just your branch detailed for some reason. I'm not sure exactly what the reasoning is behind doing this. It's kind of weird to me that you just kind of like send somebody over to a certain MOS and then they can go back to whatever they actually wanted in the first place. You should just have certain restrictions. I'm not really sure why they do that, but that is the case. That is the facts behind branch detailing, and that is something that you need to know, and it's probably something that they don't really want to tell you, because this could kind of defer people from wanting to be an officer. Because if you're one of those MOSs, you might be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that, because, you know, if I go this branch, I might not get it. I don't really want it that much, and maybe I should just go enlisted and then I can guarantee it. So some people may not want me to make this video because it might deter people from wanting to be an officer, but I feel like it is very important that you all are aware. So that is it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button. That would be awesome. If you want to stick around some more of my videos, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell button. That would be even better. Follow me on Instagram and Snapchat if you haven't already. I hope you guys have an amazing freaking day, and I will see y'all later.